Hello world, welcome to Camera Dynamics. Today's installment, fuck this shit, the invisible path. Whether you're new to editing footy in-game or a seasoned pro, having to put this into words with a few demonstrations might help you understand how the camera behaves like it does. The why I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's start off with this blank slate. Not entirely. As you can see, I've color-coded the floor for these demonstrations. You can recreate this yourself in a GIF and mess around in a similar fashion, if you're a science geek and like to experiment, or even just download this for me if you're wanting to mess around but not build anything. Also as a visual aid, I placed down a bunch of pylons for markers in a straight line, alternating from pole to cone. Now I'll place down two advanced free camera markers in front of the pylons. When we play the footy, you will notice it follows a line, a path if you will. Now let's place a third in the middle by one of the pole pylons, and move the first one out in the right field. But instead of following a straight linear path, watch what happens to the camera. It follows this arching, swooping path. And the greater I move the first marker, the more the arch takes place. Knowing this, it can be used to your advantage. But guess what? This applies not only on the horizontal, but on the vertical. Basically an invisible 3D grid, an X, Y, and Z. Let's jump to the next part of this demonstration. Here, I built us a color-coded grid. Notice I set up my 3-marker line again. This was a bit more challenging to set up. Now before we play it, let's take that first marker and pull it towards the ground. As we play it, we can see it following this upward swoop to the middle marker, and then a gentle downward pull. Well, what if we pulled it to the right? We get the same swoop with a curve to the side now. It's almost like the lasso tool in Photoshop, but 3D, and with a camera? The shorter the footage in between, the greater the multiplying force. Kinda like a slingshot, but backwards. Here, I think I got an example, but with 2 markers, and we'll head to Maloof 2010. Hello! We'll start off here by heading to the replay editor. Place one marker with the advanced free camera around 6 feet high. We'll use me as a reference. Place a second marker snug to the first, but move it down to the ground level. When you play it, it slingshots you into the air. But if you space those markers out, it's less of a multiplying effect, or even the third law of physics. For every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so to sum it up, the invisible path is an invisible 3D line that follows the third laws of physics in the Photoshop lasso tool while simultaneously wanting to slingshot you around the map. And you see why I'm saying fuck this shit. I have no idea how to explain it other than a bunch of nonsensical rambles and a half-assed explanation with some diagrams. If this was any help to you, you know what to do. It's YouTube. I'll see you in the next video.